Decluttering can be overwhelming, and maybe you just don't know where to start or how to start in the first place. Before I started my decluttering journey 2 years ago, I was a tired and stressed and overwhelmed mum of 4 and a dog who felt like she was chasing the never-ending mountain of stuff to do, and I felt really overwhelmed with the amount of things that were in my home because I just had so much to look after and so much to tidy away and so much to pick up and put away. It was just a nightmare. Here are some ways that I tackled the overwhelm, decision making, energy slumps, and getting started in the first place. These are my favourite tips on how to get started with decluttering. Let's get stuck straight into tip number 1. First of all, ask yourself the question, why do you want to start decluttering? Is it because you're moving home and you're trying to downsize? Is it because you're just overwhelmed with the amount of things that you've got around you and you want less to look after, less to tidy away, less to clean, and less to find homes for in your home as well? Are you having a new baby maybe and you need the space for all the baby things that are going to be coming into your home? Are you feeling stressed and tired? Are you not able to find things or just overrun with stuff? Do you want to make your home more enjoyable for yourself, your partner or your kids, and just have more of a relaxed space? Next up, try to think, what's annoying you the most in your home? Is it that you're not able to cook in your kitchen freely because you've got too many things on your counter space? Are you struggling to get to pots and pans easily in your cupboards? Are you struggling with trying to find things in your drawers? This is where I was struggling the most. So I started decluttering my kitchen first. And honestly, since decluttering my kitchen, I can now prepare food so much easier because I've got all this counter space free where I can just get started. I've also organized my kitchen in a way where I can just easily get things, so I'm not having to rummage around in a drawer trying to find like a certain spoon or a certain pot. I can literally just go to the pot. I can literally just go to a certain drawer or a certain cupboard and just get that thing really quickly, so I'm not having to even think about where that thing is because I've decluttered my things, so I've got less things in the kitchen now. Maybe you're finding it frustrating trying to get into bed in the evening without having to move all the cushions off of your bed, or you've got decision overwhelm when it comes to choosing an outfit from your wardrobe. If you can pinpoint the thing in your house that's annoying you the most, you can start with that room or start with that category of thing, and then that's going to make it much easier with knowing where to start in your home with decluttering. Decluttering can be really overwhelming and tiring. Take your time with this. You don't have to spend hours doing decluttering. You're only going to end up exhausting yourself. So start small and get motivated with some music. Maybe put something on YouTube if you like YouTube. Like, there are so many motivational videos on YouTube now, and that is something that really helps me. Listen to a podcast or have your favorite TV show on in the background. Just make it fun. And this is something that really motivates me to get decluttering, is I'll put my headphones in and have my favorite music playing. And honestly, it does work a treat because then I find it like a fun experience. And once you get started in the first place, you're not going to want to stop because once I get started, I just find that I want to keep going until I've actually finished that job. Work in small chunks of time instead of wearing yourself out, because if you've got in your mind that you need to get the whole room decluttered, then you're going to really overwhelm yourself and you're not going to know where to start, and you're also going to just wear yourself out. My advice to you is to start with a cupboard or a drawer or a box or a shelf or something like that, something small. Just get that one thing decluttered. I find this has been working really well for me for the last couple of years. So I'll just pull out a box and I'll just have a little rummage around in it. I know that that's only going to take me 5 to 10 minutes, maybe up to 20 minutes, but I know that it's not going to wear me out because I'm only doing something small. And by taking little chunks out of my day or out of my weekend, I find decluttering is really manageable like that. Give yourself a time limit. I found that this works really well for me. So for instance, you could put a timer on your phone for 10 minutes and see how much you can get decluttered. If you've got a spare half an hour, get something decluttered in that half an hour. Because you're being put on a time limit, that's going to make you work faster, and it's also going to make you make decisions faster as well, because you know you haven't really got enough time to be thinking about things because you're on a time limit. If I know that my little girls are going to be in their club for an hour, I'll get some decluttering done because I know within that hour I need to get that decluttering done. I recently did a seasonal swap over of my clothes and I wanted to get them decluttered as well, and I knew I had about an hour and a half before I had to start dinner. It really pushed me to get all that decluttering done within that time frame because I knew I was working on a time limit. If you've got children and you know that someone else is going to be looking after them for an hour or 2 hours or even a whole day, just take maybe a chunk of time out of that day and put a little time limit on it. Like, this is how much time I'm gonna spend decluttering or starting decluttering in the first place. So you might choose to do half an hour, you might choose to do 2 hours, you might choose to do, like I said, 10 minutes. Even 10 minutes, it is surprising how much you can get decluttered in 10 minutes. So if you put yourself on a time limit, it'll really give you something to work towards. And my favorite tip is to have some open boxes or open baskets for you to chuck things into. If you haven't got anything like this, you could always use black bin bags, but I do find that having something open is so much easier because it kind of becomes a little bit of a game to me. I like just finding something and just chucking it into a certain box. So what I do is I have a box for bin. I also have a box for donate. So that could be donating to charity or friends. I also have a box for selling. So because I like to sell a lot of things on Vinted, I put things into my things I'm going to sell box. And I also have a box for maybe, because having a maybe box really helps me. If you've ever tried getting rid of something and you find yourself staring at that one thing for about 20 minutes trying to decide if to get rid of it or not, just having that maybe box really takes away that wasted time because you can just chuck it in the maybe box and then think about it a bit later on. Honestly, this has been working for me for the last 2 years so well. I've got rid of so many clothes, toys, random objects, gadgets, all sorts, because I've put them in the maybe box, and then I've gone to that, I've tried on the clothes and decided, do they still fit me? Do they still suit me? Do I still feel good in them? And also with the toys, do my kids still play with them? Do they really need 3 or 4 dolls of the same thing? Do I need the old gadgets that I'm not even using? So having a maybe box really does help. And just by having these open containers will make decluttering so much quicker as well, because you've got somewhere to put those things that you're trying to declutter. So instead of piling them up on a sofa or piling them up in corners of your room, which is going to just overwhelm you even more, you've actually got these boxes where you can just put these things out of the way and then sort them out a little bit later on once you've decluttered and put them into categories. Let me know in the comments what you're struggling with the most. I'm here to help you, so if you need any advice or you're just struggling to know where to start, please comment and I'll get back to you. Good luck with your decluttering. If you want more motivation, I think you'll find this video really useful. Have a lovely rest of your day. My name's Lindsay and I'll see you soon. Bye.